I want to thank our sponsors, so generous sponsors. We have Flow Golf, Win Waste, Kowloon, the Hatch family, Action Ambulance in memory of Bill James, Robert Wall in memory of Leonard and Ann Wall, and Chris Tarantino and Steve Woodrow in memory of Coach Billy McNeil. Thank you. And I just wanted to mention, Mr. Serino I think this is the first Hall of Fame that he's not here. And he retired from the committee, and I just want to thank him for all he's done. He's the best. Donnie Trainor's not here. He's on assignment. He's out at the Breeders' Cup. Having a great time, I'm sure. I just wanted to read this, and I think it's important that we read this every time we get together to do the Hall of Fame, to read the history and how it was started. And I'll just try to be as quick as possible and read it and explain to you. I was at the first one, I believe, in '87. And it's just great that we keep this tradition going. Last time we were in this was 2018. So with COVID and everything, it kind of messed it up. I'm so glad to get back on track. And I want to thank the committee, especially Maddie, Steve Woodrow, Barbara, and John Hatch. I want to thank them. This couldn't have happened without them. The history of the Saugus High Hall of Fame. The history of the Saugus High Hall of Fame. In the fall of 1986, school officials, the chairman of the school committee, coaches, and business people in the community met for the first time to consider the possibility of creating a committee to honor and recognize high school athletes who excelled in their sport. These athletes set high standards and instilled pride in their athletic programs at Saugus High School. The founding fathers of the Saugus High Hall of Fame were Dr. Upton, who was elected first chairperson, Dick Barry as the parliamentarian of Robert's Rules and town moderator at the time, and Dr. John Mangini, school administration. Athletic director Mike Ginalfi, Coach Diane Benner, Ed Faulkner, and Ted Golan, Dr. Golan. Members of the committee formed group reached out to other communities to research other models and ideas on what was successful and what would work for Saugus. Input was sought from local residents, coaches, and the NFL in determining a structure upon. After many meetings and comments from the public, the Saugus High School Hall of Fame was founded, and for the first time inductees were held for the day after Thanksgiving in 1987 at Augustine's Restaurant. The first event was a sellout, honoring the most famous names in Saugus High School sports history. The Saugus High School Hall of Fame continues today because of the strong support of the coaches, athletes, families, community members, and the financial support of our sponsors, making Saugus special. And I want to thank them for doing that. That was pretty impressive. All right. At this moment, I'd like to have Saugus High School Hall of Fame members please stand. And I want to honor G. Decaro, who turns 95 next month. Hall of Famer, 95. Okay, before we get started with the, we'll pick tables to start with the food ceremony. But first I'd like to call up Steve Gannon, the man, the myth, the legend. Steve was, he's not only a Saugus High Hall of Fame, last year he was inducted into the Holy Cross Hall of Fame. Steve?
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Hall of Fame members, Hall of Fame committee. Appreciate your efforts. So I've been asked to say grace. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. First, I'd like to I've been asked to lift up Bobby Osgood, who's recently passed away. I grew up looking up to Bobby Osgood like it was yesterday down Stackpole Field. Baseball, football, basketball. Bill James from wrestling just passed away, loved by many. I also, the Spirit's moving me just to lift up a former teammate, also Frank Scuzzarella, one of the best the sweetest stride and the softest hands of anybody I ever played with. And also the Spirit's moving me just to lift up Gregory Nichols. Gregory Nichols was a former football player at Saugus High School who was the youth and recreation director, a dear friend. So for those four and all of the loved ones that have gone before us, I want to say grace the way I was taught to say grace by my father, Robert Edward Gannon, who my son, who's being inducted tonight, is named after Robert Edward Gannon, Papa. And every meal, it was a la familia. All right, it's all about family. It's nice to be back in Saugus. Saugus was our family, is our family. And from Saugus will always be from Saugus. All right, so my father, he would always start off with a la familia, and then he would pray as our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ has taught us. Bless us, O Lord, for these our gifts which we're about to receive from thy bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Go Sachems.
Go Sachems. Okay, now we're at that part where, how are we going to do this? Pick tables, I suppose? We'll probably work down here, and we'll start over there, tables for the food distribution. Is that okay? All right. And then as soon as we wrap up, about 7 o'clock, we'll figure it out as far as when we start. We want to get going as quick as possible because we've got 12 inductees. So, okay, enjoy the meal. It was put on by the meat market, Donnie's friends in Winthrop, and they did it back in 2018, and they're back to do it again. And I want to thank them so much for making this possible. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll start the program in a little bit after everyone starts eating. Thank you. High School Athletic Induction Hall of Fame ceremony is beginning. Madam Chairman, do we have any possible inductees tonight to go into the Saugus High School Hall of Fame?
Sorry, I got to move it down my height. I stand before you to state the case of the nominee of Marie Johnson Bridges. You got to come up while I talk about you.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm old. I have to wear my glasses.
And I'll borrow them next.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and fellow athletes, today we gather in honor of an exceptional individual, Marie Johnson Bridges, as she will be inducted to the Hall of Fame for Saugus. Marie represents the spirit of dedication, hard work, and excellence in athletics and in life. Marie's journey began on the field hockey field, where she played as a forward and was with intensity, and that set her apart. Her aggressive style and relentless drive were evident in every time she stepped onto the field. She didn't just play the game, she gave it her all, leaving everything on the field. In addition to her prowess of field hockey, she did this other thing called cheering. Sorry, Marie. Sorry to my sister-in-law, Kim. Embracing her role as a base in a dynamic team. She formed bonds with her teammates, and that went beyond the sport, finding joy in collaboration and support. But it was the softball field where Marie truly shone. As a pitcher in Saugus, her impact was undeniable. During her junior year, she delivered a standout performance against Classical, pitching a two-hitter with 7 strikeouts and hitting a grand slam. That year, she pitched an astonishing 35 innings straight with an impressive ERA of 1.2, earning her a well-deserved place in the Northeast Conference and Item All-Star. She ended her junior year with a record of 12-5, an ERA of 1.4, 160 strikeouts with a batting average of .38, 32 RBIs, and the team MVP. Marie's senior year brought more success in that she shared the mound with her cousin, Jamie Andriotla. Maintaining a perfect 6-0 record mid-season, her contributions didn't stop in the pitcher's mound. She was also a key player at the plate, helping her team achieve a victory after victory. Her talent and determination earned her, again, recognition as a Northeast Conference All-Star. After her remarkable high school career, Marie took her skills on the field at Rivier College, where she majored in special education. She didn't just excel academically, she continued to inspire others as an education teacher at the then Belmonte Middle School, where she also served as my assistant coach. Her dedication to education and mentorship has made a lasting impact on countless students and athletes. Today, Marie is the Assistant Director of Special Education at Masconomet High School. Yes, we lost her in Saugus. Continuing her journey and making a difference in the lives of her students. Outside her professional achievements, she is a devoted wife of Eric Bridges and the proud mother of 3 incredible children. Eric, who is following his mother's footsteps as a pitcher at NECC. Marissa, playing much better than her mother in field hockey. And of course, the youngest, Olivia, who can light up a room whenever she's in it. She is also a soccer star. Marie, your journey is an inspiration to all of us. You embody the values and perseverance, teamwork, and passion. You have not only made your mark in sports, but have also impacted the lives of many through your work in education. As we welcome you into the Hall of Fame, we celebrate your achievements and the legacy you will continue to build. Thank you for being an exemplary role model and showing us what it means to strive for excellence both on and off the field. Marie, also, you're coming in from as my assistant coach, then became my principal, which I loved every second of the best school ever, the Ballard Early Childhood Center. So congratulations, Marie.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to be a part of the Hall of Fame with the other inductees tonight. I looked at the list and I'm in awe of all amazing athletes. I'm so humbled to be included with them. As I look back on my career, I realize how much softball gave to me. I got so much more than I ever gave to the sport. I made lifelong friendships, learned so many valuable lessons, and had so many amazing experiences. To my husband and kids, thank you for sharing my special night with me. And now my kids actually might believe that I am a good athlete. I can't thank my parents for being there throughout my softball career that started when I was 10 years old. They never missed a game or a tournament in high school or college. I remember the days like they were yesterday. My dad would always tell me to keep an eye on the catcher's glove and just throw the ball as hard as I could. He always had so much faith in me, even when I didn't have faith in myself. My father worked with me every day throughout the years. We had a routine where we would throw 100 pitches a day and had to end on a strike. He endured a lot of bruises while catching for me during practice. Some days were better than others, but we did it. And Mom, your cheers from the sidelines pushed me to be my best, even when I was tired and wanted to give up. She was exhausted at the end of the game because she felt like she threw every pitch with me, and her fingers crossed and her toes crossed with those nail-biter games. I can't thank my sister enough for being here tonight and for always being my ride or die girl. To my coaches throughout the years, thank you for believing me and pushing me to be better than I could be. Your guidance and wisdom not only made me a better player, but a better person. I carry the lessons you taught me both on and off the field with me every day. I'd like to thank my friends for being here with me tonight celebrating this event. They're back there with the fat head. My dear friends from high school made it a point to come and share and celebrate with me tonight. I'm so lucky to have such great friendships for over 30 years that still come and cheer me on. I'm so grateful to be here tonight, surrounded by people I love, accepting this incredible honor. I'm humbled to be included with such an amazing group of athletes in the Hall of Fame. This is truly a dream come true. Thank you again to the committee for this amazing honor. I will cherish this moment forever. Thank you.
Do a picture. With the plaque. Thank you. Mr. Hatch, do we have any nominees?
We do.
We do?
Mr. Chairman, I stand before you to state the case for nominee Donald Maccini as a Saugus High hockey team member from 1984 through 1987. Donald was also a senior captain. Donald, could you join us? Donald was a member of the Saugus High Sachems hockey team from 1984 through 1987, as a senior captain. Donald was also named in 1984 to the Sophomore Hockey Night Hall of Fame All-Star team. He is a two-time Saugus High School all-time leading line scorer with his line mates Jim Corbett and Paul Canale in 1984 and 85, with a total points of 113. Again, in 1985 and 1986, with his line mates Paul Canale and Donnie Collins, with a total point score of 166. Donnie is also a career-leading 100-point or more scorer for Saugus High School, with scoring 133 points for his career. He was named to the Northeast All-Star Conference team in 1987. After graduating Saugus High School, Donnie went on to play at American International College, where he was a member of the Division II ECAC champions in 1990. Donnie was a leader on the ice and off the ice. Donnie was also remembered by many of his teammates for his comedic antics on and off the ice as well. Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud as a member of the Saugus Sachem hockey family to induct Donald Maccini to the Saugus High School Hall of Fame.
So first of all, I would like to say it was a shock that I got into this thing because I figured I was already in, but somehow I wasn't. I would like to thank my mom and dad, who sacrificed everything for me to play hockey almost every day. Coach Serino, who was the best coach I ever played for and told me I was really stupid. Everybody who advocated for me to get into the Hall of Fame: John Hatch, my brother Bobby Maccini, Jimmy Quinlan, Brian Church, and Chris Tarantino, who told me I was getting in, and I was like shocked. I thought I was already in already. I would like to thank all my former teammates, except maybe Jimmy Alcott. He was kind of a prick. And especially Mark Andrews, who, whenever I was feeling shitty, I would just shoot on him and I would score because he was a very bad goalie. Lastly, I'd like to thank all my friends and family that showed up to support me and it's an honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Don. Mr. Steve Boudreau, do we have a nominee?
Yes, we do. Mr. Chairman, I would like to bring the name of Kayla Vitukevich to the High School Hall of Fame.
Come on up, Steve.
Kayla graduated from Saugus High School in 2007, graduating with honors. St. Ambrose College in 2011. Outstanding student athlete. Took advantage of every academic and athletic program that were offered. Scholastically, a member of the National Honor Society. Secretary of the Student Council. Board member of Peer Meditation. Class volunteer for special Jimmy Fund events. In 2007, she represented Saugus at the Massachusetts Girl and Woman in Sports Day. She was a winner of the John F. Haney Memorial Scholarship in 2007. The Diane Benna Unsung Hero Award winner in 2007. Coach Bill Parcells once said that your record speaks volumes of who you are. Well, her athletic resume shines. 4-year, 3-season varsity athlete. Unassuming, leader by example. Quiet, but a fierce competitor. Motivated, goal-orientated, and driven. Soccer, team captain, 205-206. 206-207, a Gannon All-Star 207. Indoor-outdoor track, team captain, 206-207. Member of the school record with the school record in the 4x400 relay and the 4x800 relay. After she graduated from Saugus High School, she moved on to St. Anselm's. Graduated nursing school from St. Anselm's College, completed a Master of Science in Nursing at Endicott College, member of the Sigma Theta Tau International Honor Society of Nursing, completed an Advanced Practice Provider Fellowship in Neurology at Massachusetts General Hospital. Currently working as a nurse practitioner. Was also a member at St. Anne's of the marathon training team. Completed 10 half marathons and 4 Boston marathons. Fastest marathon, 1:29. That is very fast. Kayla now lives in Hanover, Mass. with her husband, Sean, and her 9-month-old daughter, Camden. So if you get a chance to go over and say hi to them. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure for me to standing up here and honoring this beautiful, smart, wonderful girl. I met her, I was always coaching basketball, so I wasn't a track coach till I hooked up with my friend Chris Tarantino, but that was much after she had graduated. So when she came down, Coach T always likes a female presence to talk to the girls, because at that young age, you know, their bodies are changing, and it's always nice to have somebody that's had that experience. So when I was done speaking, I went over to Coach T and I said, she's the real deal. And I can tell you, she's still the real deal. With this plaque, this is a true induction of her Hall of Fame induction. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Say a few words on it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, my God.
I want to say a big thank you to the Hall of Fame committee for this recognition. I'm truly humbled for this honor, and thank you to all who worked together to put on this night for all of us. I feel very fortunate to have grown up in a community that has so many opportunities to be involved in sports. I can confidently say that a big part of who I am today is because of everything I gained through sports, especially during my time at Saugus High. I wouldn't be standing up here if it wasn't for the coaches who dedicated and committed so much of themselves and their time to allow my teammates and I to perform at our full potential. Coach T for his endless dedication all those years ago in middle school and in youth sports in the community, continuing through the years and still to today, I've always been inspired and admired you. Coach Fontanella, who was my track coach, he believed that a team of 11 girls could compete and win track meets against teams of 50 to 60 girls. To even win the conference was pretty awesome. A work ethic and a never give up attitude I'll never forget. And I was very lucky to have been coached by the late Ted Moriello my 4 years playing soccer. He truly had a heart of gold and made playing a team sport feel like being a part of a family. And we were strong as individuals, but stronger together. And I have to thank my parents for always being so present and supportive for everything, for coming to all the track meets no matter how long, and all the soccer games no matter how cold. And my husband and I get to raise Gannon with the desire to be just as supportive and loving as you all have been all my years, and it truly has been so impactful. So thank you so much.
That's your plaque, and that just shows that you're inducted.
Thank you. Mr. Serino, do we have any inductees?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Mr. Chairman, I stand before you to state the case for Robert Gannon. Rob, you can head on up. Rob Gannon was the picture-perfect definition of a student-athlete, one you wish to emulate in every athlete who steps through the doors of Saugus High School. He was a pioneer of our generation, being one of the select few who endured the grueling back-to-back seasons of football and hockey to only follow it up with a season of outdoor track, all the while being named a captain of each sport and a junior captain in hockey and track. Most three-sport athletes are allowed the comfort of a few weeks off in between each sport, a time to re-energize and get ready for the next season. Rob is not like most. For 4 years, he played on Thanksgiving Day and started hockey practice only 2 days later, or 3 days later, I should say. He skated 3 out of 4 years on the last Sunday of the winter season to follow up the very next day with track practice. Most high school students would not have the mental toughness or drive to be able to follow through with this for 1 year, let alone for 4. But as I previously mentioned, Rob is not like most. When things got tough, that is when Rob excelled, which is why he was awarded the Saugus Boosters Club's All Sports Award for football, hockey, and track his senior year. Following in the footsteps of his Hall of Fame father, Steve the Governor Gannon, Rob was a 4-year football player where he excelled as the starting quarterback in his junior and senior year and was chosen as an NEC All-Star and selected for the Aganis All-Star game as a senior. In outdoor track, Rob was a 4-year varsity athlete who was the NEC champ in the 400-meter race and also during that time broke the record for the 400-meter. His talents qualified him for Eastern Regionals, where he placed third, advancing to the state meet, where he closed out his track career, placing sixth. During the winter season, Rob was a mainstay on the blue line for the two-time state champion hockey team. Named as a captain as a junior, Rob led with both his words and his actions. If you were looking for a motivational speech or a quick word to change the mood, Rob was your guy. If our play was flat and you needed a big hit, Rob was also the guy. He embraced both these roles with a smile on his face each and every time. Rob was a three-time NEC All-Star, a Boston Herald All-Scholastic, a three-time Hockey Night in Boston participant where he was named North Shore MVP as a junior, and during his senior campaign was awarded the Senior Award for Dedication and Leadership, as well as the top defenseman. Rob was a member of arguably the best defensive group to ever play Mass high school hockey. Over a 4-year span, he was part of a D-corps that during his sophomore campaign only allowed 13 league goals, and throughout his 4 years posted 22 shutouts in 98 games, averaging roughly about 1 shutout every 4 games. I know what you're thinking, wow, the goalies must have been great too. To paint a picture of our goalie situation in high school, our senior year, our third-line right winger was relieved of his forward duties halfway through the season and put in net. Thank you, Jimbo. After Saugus High School, Rob did a PG year at Northfield Mount Herman, where he once again excelled in football, track, and hockey, and was named captain of both the football and track team. He still holds the 200-meter record at Northfield Mount Herman to this day. Rob closed out his athletic career by attending Hamilton College, where he played football and track. Rob currently lives in Breckenridge, Colorado, with his wife Darren, where we're happy to welcome Rob home. We'd also like to congratulate him on his pregnancy of his wife. Congratulations. If you can please give a round of applause for class of 2005 Hall of Fame inductee, Rob Gannon.
Thank you, everybody. It truly is an honor to be here. Thank you to the committee for putting on such a great event and for allowing us all to get together and take a little bit of a walk down memory lane. I walked into the halls of Saugus High School as a 14-year-old freshman in the fall of 2001, and I was the new kid. While many of my classmates had the opportunity to create numerous relationships prior to high school, I had only one relationship coming into high school, and that was Mike and Nichols. It was in the halls of the old Saugus High School gymnasium where I found comfort my freshman year, visiting the Sports Hall of Fame to see the names of Bob Romeo, John Nichols, and my father, Steve Gannon, to understand that I was exactly where I was supposed to be. About a year prior to that, John Nichols, who I referred to my entire life as Uncle Nick, I'm sure had more than one conversation with my father, Steve Gannon, to convince him to move back to Saugus with the entire family to help him coach football. So Uncle Nick, I truly am thankful for those conversations because it's a large reason why I'm standing up here in front of you all today. The early 2000s was truly a special time to be a Saugus High athlete. Out of the 12 inductees tonight, I had the opportunity to compete with or watch 8 of them during my time as a student athlete. I was a proud 3-sport athlete for my hometown in a time when specialization, private schools, club teams were beginning to become popular, and it gave me a great opportunity to compete with some of Sachem's finest athletes of our era. In football, I had the wonderful opportunity of competing and watching Mikey Nichols rush for over 300 yards for Salem our junior year. And then again, our senior year in 2005, we, along with Brian Bianchi, played in the Aganis All-Star Game. As a hockey player, I'll never forget our fine athletic director, Matt Serino, scoring a beautiful breakaway goal in the state championship in the Boston Garden. Our junior year, we had 6 Northeastern Conference All-Stars, which included Hall of Famers Craig Serino, Matt Serino, Brian Hartigan, and Eric Quinlan. And then if any of you ever had the pleasure of watching our hockey games, playing for Jimmy Quinlan and the Saugus High Sachems in that era was truly special, where we took on his personality as a group of junkyard dogs, as he would say. when it came to track and field, I had a front row seat to the strength of Saugus women's athletics at the time, watching Hall of Famers like Lauren and Sabrina Cataldo, like Kayla Vitukevich, and the Anderson twins compete. And I think one thing that we all had in common in the early 2000s is how much pride we had in putting on a Saugus uniform and going out to compete. There's a number of coaches that I'd like to thank who were very important to my success while I was at Saugus High. In football, Donnie Trainer, Tom Raish, my father. In hockey, Bobby Maccini, Jeff Mitchell, Jeff Natalucci, Jim Flanagan. But there's definitely 3 coaches for the 3 sports that definitely stand out kind of above the rest. I had a special relationship, again, John Nichols, who's basically like my uncle, would come up to me before every game, put his arm around me and basically say, "I love you, kid, go get him." In track and field, Jason Merrill, who couldn't be here tonight, just went to the earth's end to dedicate his time so that I could be successful. So thank you, Coach Merrill. And then, of course, Jimmy Quinlan, who was always there to fight and support for all of his athletes and definitely brought a group of, what I could clearly say was a group of knuckleheads, together to accomplish some great things in our time. So thank you, Jimmy. After Saugus, I had the pleasure, of going to Hamilton College, and Matt, I actually didn't run track at Hamilton, but it was close. I played football and hockey at Hamilton College, and being a 2-sport in college was very difficult, but it was the moments, the experiences, and the support I had here in Saugus that allowed me to excel. After Hamilton College, I moved out to Breckenridge, and for the last 5 years, I've had the amazing opportunity of being a high school football coach, where we've had 25 wins in the last 4 years, including a 9-1 season in 2022 and being ranked 7th in the state of Colorado. Most importantly, I would like to thank my entire family. Most of my aunts and uncles are here tonight, and they helped raise me as a young man. And I would not be here today if it was not for the love and support of my entire family. Finally, I'd like to thank my parents, Hall of Famer Steve Gannon. I grew up as a young man hearing the stories of my father play football, basketball, and run track at Saugus High School. And even though I was a kid from Billerica, when I came into Saugus High, I had no greater motives but then to emulate who my father was at Saugus High School. So, Dad, I hope I did you proud. Finally, and most importantly, would be my mother. If you went to high school and if you played football or hockey at Saugus High while I was there, there's a high probability that you probably had dinner at my house one night. My mother was renowned for having all of us over the house for not just team dinners, Super Bowl parties, and she was also my biggest fan. While my father could be seen at hockey games in the corner of the rink being very quiet, my mother was always the loudest ones in the stands saying, "Kill them, Robert." And I could hear it every single game. And truly, Ma, if it wasn't for your love and support, I don't know where I'd be today, and I certainly wouldn't be married to the beautiful woman that I have today, my beautiful wife, Tiernan. So again, I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame committee and all of you that are here today, because it truly is a special experience to be here and to take this walk down memory lane. So thank you, everybody.
Madam Secretary, do we have any more nominees?
I I stand before you, Mr. Chairman, I stand before you to state the case of nominee Melanie Wheeler. It is a tremendous honor to stand here today to celebrate an exceptional athlete and even a more remarkable person, Melanie Wheeler. As her former softball coach, I've had the privilege of witnessing her extraordinary journey firsthand, and I'm thrilled to see her to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Melanie's athletic career is nothing short of inspiring. First of all, she had a teacher in the middle school called Lee Mays, who was, at that time, the tennis coach. Melanie had never really played competitive tennis, but she said, "I'll try it." She began her career there, where she quickly made her mark. Starting as a freshman, she's playing number 2 doubles and worked tirelessly to advance to number 2 singles as a sophomore. By her junior and senior year, she not only dominated the number 1 singles player, but also served as a captain, leading her team with both skill and heart. Her MVP award during those years and her selection to the Northeast Conference All-Star team were a testament to her hard work and dedication. So again, this is a girl who never played tennis in her life. Well, she probably hit the ball around because she's an incredible athlete, and then picked it up to that, which is an incredible, incredible thing. Melanie's talents didn't stop there on the tennis court. In basketball, she's shown her 3-year varsity starter, emerging to the leading scorer for both the junior and senior year. Her leadership and determination earned her an MVP honors, and her recognition as the Boston Globe All-Scholastic Player of the Week showcased her exceptional abilities. Then came softball, where she had to listen to me a lot. Melanie was truly exemplified versatility and leadership. As a 4-year varsity starter, she took on a new challenge, starting in right field as a freshman, and then quickly moving to the varsity position of catcher. As a senior captain, she guided her team to victory, helping her secure the Northeast Conference Championships in both 2001 and 2003. With her impressive batting average of over 400 her senior year, she was also named an All-Star in the Northeast Conference and played in the Gannon State game. Her fierce competitiveness was always matched only by her incredible support to her teammates. She was always there to cheer them on, and her willingness to assist me as a coach was invaluable. The other thing that people don't realize is that Melanie was the catcher for now Hall of Famer Kim Sturgis, and Melanie really never got the full recognition that she deserved. She went into college at Endicott College, where the softball coach was very disappointed she didn't play, but I don't blame you. She has a passion for sports that's never waned. She gives back to her community by volunteering as a coach for Little League Baseball and softball. Her fierce competitive has matched only by her incredible support for her teammates. Melanie, you have left an incredible mark on every sport that you have played and every teammate you have inspired. Your dedication, leadership, and spirit exemplifies what it means to be an athlete. As we celebrate you today, know that your impact will resonate for years to come. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor. We are all so proud of you. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Here's a plaque, sorry.
Just a hair taller than Barbara. Not much, though. Good evening, everyone. Before I get started, I just want to thank the committee for thinking of me for this amazing recognition. It's truly one of the most meaningful and personal honors that I've ever received, and I'm really proud and flattered to be here in front of you all tonight. I want to start by giving a big thank you to my team. Mom and Dad, you have been the silent strength behind all of my success, as not only my most important coaches, but also my realest teammates and my best friends. Even though my dad had to work 90 hours a week to finance my sports addiction, and my mom probably has run an entire field worth of dirt through our laundry machine, I think they still like me. Thank you to my niece and nephew for carrying on in our footsteps, for jam-packing our lives with sports and activities that we absolutely love supporting you in. Today, we did the Saturday sports shuffle that everyone knows so well, with the cheer competition, flag football, and then this awesome award. Lexi and Tyler, you are both strong-willed and dedicated in everything you do, and in and outside of sports. And I believe you have such a bright and promising future ahead, so don't be afraid to dream big. Thank you to my brother, and my sister-in-law, my close friends, and so many other people that I know, especially as I look around this room today, who are dedicated to coaching the next generation. Matt and Ashley, the time and care that you put into not only your own kids, but into other people's children, it's truly inspiring that you can balance it all and do it so well. But then again, knowing your histories as athletes as well, it's no surprise that you constantly swing for the fences and that you really know how to hit home runs. Being someone's coach, now that's a privilege. It's a pretty sacred role because having someone's unwavering belief in your abilities can inspire you to achieve greatness. It will push you beyond the limits and doubts that you place on yourself. I've been fortunate to have a number of impactful coaches throughout my career in Saugus, starting with Barbara Wall. Your positive influence and unwavering support throughout my athletic journey and my life has been a key driver for my success far beyond high school, so thank you. And if it wasn't for coaches like Chris Tarantino and Lee Mays, I would have never tried new sports in 8th and 9th grade, which greatly expanded my social circle and was quietly growing my confidence as an individual. To fellow inductee Marie Johnson and other impactful coaches like Joe Bijigian, Julie Niles, and especially my own mom, thank you. I was going through some old pictures and articles to piece together my athletic career for this award since I'm so old now, and there were some really awesome memories. There are people from high school that I still talk to in varying degrees. I mean, I still have my best friend from high school, and not many people can say that. When the reality is that most relationships in your life are fleeting, but can still be tremendously impactful. As teammates and competitors, you share such a deep bond for what can sometimes be over the blink of an eye. It really makes me think about a quote that my former tennis coach, Lee Mays, rest in peace, would often reference. It's an excerpt from the poem Ulysses by Alfred Lord Tennyson, and it goes like this. We are forever a part of all that we have met in this world. Much is taken, much abides. And though we are not now that strength which in old days moved heaven and earth, that which we are, one, equal temper of heroic hearts. To my teammates and to my rivals near and far, thank you for bringing out the best in me, as I hope to have done the same for you. Even if short-lived, our interactions were impactful on my overall success as an athlete and ultimately as a person. And as for my advice to future generations of athletes, it's to hang on to what you feel today. Let these qualities that are being developed within you now blend into every part of your future self and never stop practicing them. Stay resilient and tough. You'll need it to be able to overcome the inevitable challenges that life has in store for all of us. Remain consistent and dedicated to your teams, your family, your friends, your co-workers. These are the people that will be there to celebrate you, but also there to pick you up when you fall. And the older you get, the more literal that phrase actually becomes. But most importantly, today, tomorrow, and always, even though we're all getting older, please remember to never stop having fun. Thank you to everyone for celebrating this amazing honor with me. Congratulations to all the other inductees, and thank you for making me forever a Sachem.
Mr. Serino, do we have a nominee?
We do. Before I bring up our next inductee, I wanted to take a moment to also thank special guests here we have tonight. First, our Saugus High School principal, Dr. Scuzzarella. And also Selectman Anthony Cogliano. Mr. Chairman, I stand before you to state the case for nominee Todd Nichols. It's an incredible honor to stand before you today as we celebrate the remarkable achievements of Saugus High School's, one of Saugus High School's finest in both golf and hockey, Todd Nichols. A two-sport athlete in golf and hockey, his passion, dedication, and leadership have left an unforgettable mark on our school's history. As a vital member of the 2000 NEC Golf Championship team, Todd played up and down the lineup in numerous roles for the legendary John Ray, showcasing his team first mentality and ability to rise to any challenge. But his legacy does not end there. As a captain of the hockey team during his senior year, he led the Sachems to an NEC title, a North title, and to the school's second ever state title, and achieved one of the best records in our school's storied history. With 105 career points, he ranks 12th all-time in our program's history, an achievement that speaks volumes of his skills and his determination. Embracing this team-first mentality, Todd did whatever was asked of him night in and night out. As a freshman in the team's first state tournament game against Peabody, Todd was asked to play with two of the state's top forwards, Sean Sullivan and John Champa, as the normal line mates were unable to play. Instead of shying away from the opportunity, Todd went out and helped the team to a lopsided first-round victory, finished the night at a +7. Didn't have any points. As a junior and senior, Todd was asked to center the first line. Playing on the first line for Jimmy Quinlan meant being prepared to play 40 out of 45 minutes a night. You were playing power play, penalty kill, the last few minutes of each game, and pretty much every important play in between, which meant the whole game. For 2 consecutive seasons, he led the first line, posting back-to-back 100-point seasons, a feat that is accomplished by only a select few. His ability to lead by example set the standard for what it meant to be a Sachem. He not only seized the opportunity to lead, but embodied it, giving 120% every night, inspiring his teammates to reach their full potential, and setting the standard for being a captain at Saugus High School. Todd resides in Saugus with his wife and fellow Hall of Fame inductee, Ashley Panzini, and their 3 daughters, Hadley, Emerson, and Kenzie. Todd continues to embrace his ability to lead as he serves as a corrections officer. I want to start by saying congratulations on this well-deserved honor, the Class of 2003 inductee, Todd Nichols.
Good evening. First, I'd like to say table 15 over there in the corner. Hey guys, how you doing? Thank you guys. Thank you, Matt. Not only were you a great teammate, but I still consider you one of my best friends to this day. And I know you do a great job as a new athletic director of Saugus High School. So, congratulations. First off, I'd like to congratulate all the other inductees here tonight. I want to thank the Elks for having such a great event. Thank you to the Hall of Fame board who selected to put me in. I know there's a lot of inductees that could have been in, and I'm honored to be one of them. I want to thank my parents for taking me to some of the coldest rinks in the town and state, especially Charlestown and Lynn Arena, very, very cold arenas. Thank you for getting me back on the ice in my instructionals when I was thrown up in the Kazbooski lobby. Forced me back on the ice. With all your love and support, I wouldn't be here today, so thank you. I love you guys. To my wife, Ashley, and fellow Hall of Famer, thank you for being my best friend. Give me 3 beautiful girls that I can only hope grow up to be the athlete and mother you have become. I love you. To my favorite coach, Coach Quinlan, who with all the other coaches led us to a state championship title in 2003 with a 22-1-2 record. I still consider you one of my closest friends and best coaches I had in my career growing up. You took Saugus High to a new level, and it was a privilege playing for you, so thank you, Coach. Coach Bob Maccini, who is the best dressed here tonight. He was the calming factor when Coach Quinlan was about to blow a gasket, and he kept him under control, so thank you, Bobby. Love you, buddy. Forward coach Chris Connors, who's not here. Knowledge of the game was second to none. Coach Jim Flanagan, he's not here. Defensive specialist. I talk about the other coaches, but we don't have enough time in the next year to do it, so I just send it there. I know for a fact my family and I will be keeping the Sachem pride alive for years to come, so thank you guys.
All set? Madam Secretary, do we have any more nominees?
Mr. Chair, I stand before you to state the case of nominee Ashley Panzini Nichols. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor today to induct Ashley into the Hall of Fame. As her former coach in softball, I witnessed her incredible journey as an athlete, a person, and I'm excited to share her story. Ashley was a three-sport athlete who poured her heart and soul into every game. Her journey began on the field hockey field, where she made a name for herself as a fierce competitor in 2001, where she earned the Most Valuable Player award, showcasing her commitment and growth. By 2002 and 2003, she was not only named the MVP, but also stepped into the role as a captain. Her leadership shone brightly during those years, and she earned spots in the Northeast Conference All-Star Games, highlighting her outstanding performance. Her skills in field hockey paved the way for her collegiate career at Bridgewater State College, where she continued to excel on the field and academically. Sorry, Ash. You were just a student. You were like me. We really weren't involved in school. And it's sad because we're both educators. Her dedication and recognition was a merit award in the Northeast Conference and her testament to her hard work and achievement. After her time in field hockey, Ashley played basketball for 2 years, and then she transitioned into track, a decision that her coach Fontanella, a decision that she would coach, a decision that she would joke that Font would run her ragged. But if anyone could handle the challenge, it was Ashley. Her determination and competitive spirit shone through and was setting the stage for her final sport, softball. As a freshman, playing on the JV team, the varsity team made the state tournament. Ashley was called up to be the new right fielder in the varsity state tournament game against a competitive team, one of the best teams in the state at the time, Concord Kayla. With no experience, her fearlessness was palpable. From that moment on, she was a force to be reckoned with. In her sophomore through senior years, Ashley started as center field, and I saw her potential as a slapper, a role she kind of hesitated to embrace, but she was so fast. Ashley always put her teammates first, and her speed on the bases made her a true threat. By her senior year, she boasted an impressive batting average and earned recognition as a Northeast Conference All-Star. She was respected by coaches and players alike. Ashley, unfortunately, was considered by some coaches my daughter. I yelled at her because I was known as the female Jimmy Quinlan. So coaches in the league would say, "Is that your daughter?" And I'd say, "No, she's not my daughter." And poor Ashley would have to take it like Melanie did because they were the captains and that was their captain job. So I'm surprised that she is still letting me in her life. Ashley's impact extended far beyond her athletic achievements. After graduating from college, she became a paraprofessional in Saugus school system, working with students with severe special needs. Her compassion and dedication shown above in this role, and she later transitioned to be a middle school teacher at SEAM Collaborative. In addition to her teaching, Ashley remains deeply dedicated into sports. She coached the middle school field hockey team for several years and continues to coach in the youth softball program, where she shares her passions with her daughters, Hadley, Emerson, and Kenzie. Hadley has embraced, unfortunately, cheer, but she is also embracing softball. Emerson, along and embracing softball, is a thriving soccer star. And Kenzie, who I believe will be the best athlete in the family, shows no fear chasing her dreams. Ashley, your journey is a testament to your hard work, resilience, and unwavering commitment. Your team and your community, you have made an everlasting impact not only in the world of sports, but also in my life. I am very lucky because those 3 girls are my grandchildren. Not really biologically, but I'm very lucky that Linda and Jill have accepted that. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor. We are all so proud of you. Thank you. Oh, wait. Thank you. Did I do my speech? Okay. Nope.
All right. First, I would like to congratulate all the candidates tonight being inducted into the Saugus High School Hall of Fame. I would also like to thank the committee for their hard work that they do to make this a special night for all of us. In addition, I also want to thank my mom, Linda, who is here tonight, and her continued support from high school sports throughout my college career at Bridgewater. My dad, Vito, who isn't here with us, but I know for sure he's smiling down and proud of me. Congratulations to my husband, Todd, who is also being inducted tonight. Getting to be inducted for your high school sports is special, but going into this with my husband makes it a little bit more special. Thank you to my aunts, uncles, cousins, and my in-laws for the love and support you continue to show Todd and I. Without my parents, none of this would have been possible. When I think of high school sports, I think of all the memories, the friendships, the highs, the lows, the wins, and the losses. To a very special person, to not only me, but my 3 girls and family, Barbara Wall, thank you. You're more than a friend or a coach, you're a family to me and my girls. Barbara Garante, my field hockey coach, she was a coach that always made you feel included. It says a lot when Coachy is still here, putting in her time to build and strengthen the field hockey program all these years. I will always cherish the times at Saugus High School and the memories I made. Thank you.
Table 15 loves you too, Ash.
Congratulations, Ashley. Mr. Serino, do we have a nominee?
I'd also like to acknowledge the obnoxiously loud guy in the back. I want to say thank you to Mr. Brian Doherty and the Elks for hosting tonight. So thank you, Brian. Mr. Chairman, I stand before you to state the case for nominee Lauren Cataldo. Our next inductee, Lauren Cataldo, is an exceptional athlete whose dedication, talent, and leadership have left an enduring legacy on SHS. She is an athlete who exemplifies a spirit of determination and excellence one that all future SHS graduates can look up to. Throughout her 4 years at Saugus High School, she didn't just participate in sports, she embraced the challenge of being a 3-sport athlete, competing in soccer as well as indoor and outdoor track. Her commitment to excellence was evident as she balanced the rigors of each sport while also excelling in her studies. As a 3-sport captain, she led by example. Her leadership on and off the field was recognized when she received the prestigious Diane Benner Award, honoring her not only for her athletic success, but also her sportsmanship and character. In soccer, she excelled, earning a spot in both the Gannon and Bay State All-Star games, leading her Saugus High School team to 3 state tournament appearances, which at the time saw her junior team tie the school's all-time record for wins, post the most goals in a season, followed up by her senior year, in which they set another school record for wins in a season and points in a season. In track, she continued her storied success, where in indoor she qualified for the states all 4 years in multiple events. She not only captured the NEC championship in the 4x200, but also set multiple records. During her freshman and sophomore year, she helped set new school and NEC records for the 4x200 and 4x100, which represented the countless hours of training, determination, and her unyielding desire to improve. These milestones were only during her indoor campaign. Outdoor, at the time, she also set records in the 4x100, 4x200, 400 meter, and the 4x800, while also qualifying for the states each year. Her journey didn't end at Saugus High School. She took her talents to Boston College, where she continued to excel in soccer, demonstrating that her hard work and dedication would carry her through to the next level. Here, she also earned the 2002 Athletic Directors Award for Academic Achievement while majoring in biology. As we gather to celebrate her induction into the Hall of Fame, we recognize the impact that she has made, not just in the world of athletics, but in our community as a whole as a first responder, currently serving as the emergency room doctor at Beverly Hospital. She has inspired countless young athletes, proving that her perseverance, anything is achievable. She resides in North Reading with her husband Bernie and daughters Maddie and Charlotte. Please join me in welcoming to the stage our Hall of Fame inductee, Lauren Cataldo.
Thanks, Matt, for that introduction, and thank you to the Saugus High School Hall of Fame Committee for your recognition and honoring me with this award. Being an athlete has been such an integral part of my life. Not only has it taught me the importance of hard work, discipline, perseverance to achieve your goals, but also how to work as a team and be a leader. Many of the skills that I learned on the field have translated into other successes in my life, which makes receiving this award even more meaningful. As I look back at my athletic career at Saugus High, I can't help but think of the many people that led me here to this stage. First and foremost, my family, specifically my parents, who fostered my love for sports and were there at every game cheering me on. I can't thank them enough for their support over the years, as well as the support of my siblings and husband who are here tonight, and my daughter who's crying over there. Sorry. Also, I can't forget about my coaches, the late Coach Moriello, Coach Garante, Coach Font, and Watson, all of whom had such meaningful and impactful roles as coaches and mentors. And of course, Saugus High, for all the opportunities that it gave me as an athlete over the years. I'm truly humbled to stand here alongside my fellow inductees and join the countless athletes that I have admired in this Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Okay, for our next nominee, Mr. Hatch, do you have somebody in line?
I do.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, I stand before you to state the case for nominee Jeff Paolini. Jeff was a member of the Saugus Sachem hockey team from 1985 through 1988, and he was a senior captain. Jeff was named as a 1987 Junior Hockey Night and Boston All-Star team. He was also the SHS all-time leading line scorer with line mates Chuck Beauchene and Chuck Levitt in 1986 and 87 with the total points of 114. Jeff is also an SHS 100-point or more leading scorer in his career with 108 points. He was also a two-time Northeast Conference champion in 1987 and 1988, and then after graduation, Jeff went on to play college hockey at American International, where he was the senior captain and a Division II NEC champion in 1990. Jeff also was one of those leaders on and off the ice. Jeff is a kind of quiet guy, but his personality enters the room before he does. One of the things that you've heard a lot tonight is about what coaches have done and how people have given back. I also mentioned before, talking about Donald Maccini, about how I was proud to be a member of a Saugus ice hockey family. This tradition goes back to many people, where Matt Serino embellishes it today, John Nichols, Coach Ginolfi. With hockey, it started with Coach Serino, passed down to Coach Brazes, Coach Finicaro, and of course, Coach Jim Quinlan. Reason why I mention this is because they brought a lot of this family sense to us. Jeff is one of these people, just like Bob Maccini, that always looks out to lend a hand and is a true sachem. Jeff spent a lot of time after high school lending his hand as a volunteer, helping coach young players, giving some of these young players pep talks coming off the ice. Jeff is truly a leader and a proud sachem. Congratulations, Jeff.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the committee. I'd like to thank John Hatch. And I'm very honored to be here tonight with all the other athletes. Unlike everybody else, I don't have my phone with me, so I have a speech in the back of a phone bill. That's because that's the way I roll, I guess. Matt Serino called me, and I was shocked because Donnie Maccini's been telling me for years that I'm in the Hall of Fame as well. So I was shocked. So Donnie as well. I don't know where he gets his information, but on that note, there are a bunch of people I'd like to thank. I'm going to start off with my mother and father, because without them and the time and the money that they've spent, and I wish they could be here tonight, but they can't, or they're not. It was, yeah, it's tough. I hope they're proud of me. People else, a bunch of other people I'd like to thank is Jimmy Quinlan. I didn't bring my glasses either. Thank you. Don't hate. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, a bunch of the other athletes here, everybody's talking about how smart they were and everything, and nothing was said about my education. But I can also thank Coach Serino for that. I'd like to thank John Hatch for actually introducing me, Bob Maccini, Jimmy Quinlan, Anthony Coggs, and my girlfriend Shannon, who took the time to put a scrapbook together and, endless amount of hours. Again, hockey had been my life for a long time, still kind of is. A lot of friendships, a lot of history, a lot of memories. I had the pleasure of playing high school hockey with Donnie and college, and I can't get into them stories. Coaching is, some people don't realize what a coach can do, and I owe a lot to Coach Serino because he got me out of some trouble. He also, basically, with my college applications, I basically signed the dotted line. I mean, he did everything for me. Great coach. Unlike Donnie, he never called me an idiot. He called me a few other choice words, but we won't go into that. And again, I'd like to thank him, and that's it. I appreciate everybody. Thank you very much.
Matt Serino, next inductee.
So unfortunately, you're going to hear from me a few more times about how good Saugus High School hockey was. But I'd be remiss if I didn't start by thanking some coaches who are here tonight who had a big part in all that success. Bobby Maccini, John Hatch, and of course, the legendary head coach and Hall of Famer, Jim Quinlan. So if we could please give him a round of applause. Mr. Chairman, I stand before you to state the case for nominee Robert Scuzzarella. When you hear the name Rob Scuzzarella, you instantly think of Saugus High School lacrosse. As the program's all-time leading scorer and the coach for the past 10 years, he's still not done, he's also excelled at hockey and golf during his time as SHS as well. As a member of the golf team under legendary coach Jeff Mitchell, Rob would often play in the team's top 4 lineup, earning himself an All-Star nomination his senior year. During his time as a varsity hockey player, Rob was a part of a group that won 2 NEC titles, 3 North titles, and 2 state titles. Rob always had a team-first mentality, a determined, selfless player that gave everything he had. His work ethic and dedication set the tone for the locker room, is how Coach Jimmy Quinlan described Rob. Continuing this theme, Rob was also a glue guy. Just as in golf, where he could go up and down the lineup, the same was for in hockey. You could plug him in anywhere you needed to, and he would excel. Bouncing from the first line, I still haven't forgot that shot in Medford, to the third line. Shifting to the penalty kill, it didn't matter the situation. Wherever you needed him, he was there without question and would excel in that role, and was a big reason for the success of our state title teams. Because of this selflessness, he was named captain his senior year and an NEC All-Star. As successful as Rob was on the golf course or in the rink, the lacrosse field is where he left his mark. In 2004, Rob was a key player on the Northeast Conference South Championship team, marking the first of many milestones in his illustrious career. He continued to break records and redefine what it meant to be a teammate. Rob recorded 50-plus points each of his 4 years at Saugus High School. With a staggering 278 points, 149 goals, and 129 assists, Rob stands as our all-time leading scorer, a testament in his incredible talent and relentless work ethic. Rob's accolades speak volumes about his impact on the game of lacrosse. He was a 2-time Northeast Conference All-Star in both 2005 and 2006, earning the prestigious title of Northeast Conference MVP in 2006. Recognizing the historic run he was putting together, Rob was also recognized as a 2-time Lynn Item All-Star and an Eastern Massachusetts All-Star, culminating his achievements as being named to an All-American game, a Massachusetts All-America game, and an All-American nominee in 2006. One of only 2 Saugus High School players to do so. Rob ended his lacrosse career playing for the prestigious Lynchburg University in Virginia. Rob still resides in Saugus and currently works as a computer engineer. Rob, your achievements are not just numbers on a page, they're a reflection of your heart and your unwavering dedication. You've shown us all what it means to strive for greatness, to lead with humility, and to have a sense of pride for your school, family, and community. Congratulations and welcome, class of 2006 inductee, Rob Scuzzarella.
Thank you, Matt. I'm going to be upfront about some things. Matt and I grew up together. Barbara's been a close family friend for a long time, and John Hatch has been a close family friend and a coach for a long time. And my mom's the principal of the high school now, but I promise, guys, I'm here tonight because I'm a good lacrosse player. Not but no, this is what a really special night for me to be the first lacrosse player inducted. You know, lacrosse was the most important thing in my life for a really long time. I'm probably not going to be coaching anymore, but thanks, Matt. So I owe a lot to lacrosse. It's given me a lot throughout my life. So I guess a quick thank you to the game of lacrosse. It's given me so much. And I'm going to tell a quick story about my high school lacrosse coach because unfortunately he's not here tonight, and he's kind of a lesser known guy, but I played for the guy that started the program in 1999. And when I first got onto the team, all the older guys were saying like, man, this guy's crazy, he's got an anger problem, and I had just finished playing for Coach Quinlan, so I was like, sure, yeah, okay guys, whatever. But so like second, third week of practice, we used to jog over to the middle school, and so you'd throw your cleats in the coach's truck and jog over in your shoes and then put your cleats on when you got to the school and throw your shoes in the back of his truck. So we were having a rough practice one day, and he storms over to his truck and just like starts tossing guys' shoes like onto the roof of the middle school. and gets in his truck and leaves. And so I'm like, okay. I'm like asking the older guys, like, how do we get our shoes back? And the guys were like, no, they're gone. Your shoes are gone. So he actually came back to practice that day, but apparently he had done that one time in the past and didn't come back for the whole day. So yeah, that was the day that I realized, like, you know, I just dealt with Coach Quinlan for 15 weeks, and it's just going to be, you know, 15 more weeks of this lacrosse version of Coach Quinlan for 4 years. So thanks to Coach Kelsey. Again, unfortunately, I wish he was here tonight, but he had some other obligations. He couldn't fly in from California. But Coach Quinlan, thank you so much. You know, now that I've spent 11 years as a coach, it's hard to understand your impact on people unless they tell you to your face. So this is me, Coach. You've had such an amazing, positive impact on my life. So thank you for everything. Appreciate you. I love you. And Coach Mitchell's not here either, but Coach Mitchell also had a massive positive impact on my life. I had a chance to coach with him as part of the hockey staff for a long time. So Coach Mitchell, if you're listening to this on video or whatever, I love you as well. Thanks for everything. All my teammates over the years, this is a really cool thing. A lot of my close friends and former teammates are here tonight, either already inducted or being inducted tonight. And most of my close friends are here tonight. A couple guys are missing, but really special to have everybody in attendance. So thank you guys all for being here. Proud of you all. I love you all. My extended family, unfortunately, we've had a rough last 2 years, so thank you guys for sharing this night with me. I love you all. Mom and Dad, again, like Steve said, you know, unfortunately my dad's no longer with us, but neither of them ever missed a lacrosse game, even when I was playing 14 hours away in Virginia. So Mom, thank you. Love you so much. And last thing, this is for Dave DiLuigi. Late Dave DiLuigi was really one of the only guys in our close friend group that I played lacrosse with. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. So if he could have passed his classes, I'm positive he would have beat me in here as the first lacrosse player, but he couldn't figure it out in the classroom. So sorry, Dave. I hope you're looking down on us. Hope you're proud. I love you, and this one's for you. So thank you all.
I just want to say, we're going to do this again in 2 years, so if anybody thinks or knows of anyone deservingly to be in the Saugus High Hall of Fame, let us know. Because people are always sending us stuff, and it's just so important that we keep this tradition going. Athletic Director, Mr. Serino, I think we have another nominee.
I promise this is the last time I'm up here. Mr. Chairman, I stand before you to state the case for nominee Craig Serino. After listening to this inductee's best man speech at my wedding, I've patiently waited for the day when I'd be able to return the favor. However, continuing to always be the more mature of the two brothers, I chose to stay on course and not talk about the countless flaws that he has. He'll do so in his own speech. A graduate of the class of 2005, Craig was a varsity athlete in cross country and outdoor track, but left his mark as a stalwart on the blue line with a highly successful high school hockey team. Looking back 30 plus years ago, one would have never guessed the success he would have on the ice, as the only way you could get him to play was if my mother was bribing him with McDonald's or the coaches were picking him up and tossing him over the boards. But needless to say, he figured it out, and I can admit, biasly of course, he turned out to be one of the best hockey players to wear the red and white sweater. When talking about the highly successful Saugus High School hockey teams, names like Eric Peterson, Sean Sullivan come to mind with the '99 state championship team. In referring to the run that the Saugus High School hockey team had from 01 to 05, there is no run without Hall of Famers Eric Quinlan, Brian Hardigan, Rob Gannon, and of course Craig Serino. I previously mentioned this group formed, without question, the best defensive unit Massachusetts high school hockey has ever seen. large part to thanks to Jimmy Quinlan and Jimmy Flanagan, who is not here tonight. In addition to the stats mentioned in Rob's speech, throughout the group's 3 years together, they allowed 115 goals in 73 career games, averaging a 1.57 goals against average. In Craig and Rob's 4 years together, they allowed 165 goals in 98 games, averaging only 1.6 goals against. A remarkable feat that I'm sure has never been or ever will be replicated, and as I mentioned, it is certainly not because of our goaltending. Within this group, each had their own skill set that made them unique but highly successful. Like fellow defenseman Rob Gannon, Craig went on to win 2 Northeastern Conference titles, 3 North Sectional titles, and 2 state titles. He was a 3-time Hockey Night in Boston participant, where he was also named a 2-time All-Star, also was a Globe All-Star, an NEC All-Star, and the SHS Defensive MVP. Craig had a skill set that could leave you mesmerized, and also with gray hair. Oftentimes, you'd want to kill him as he'd fake a slap shot while dancing with the puck along the blue line as 2 defenders were on his back, or pull a 360 move in front of our own net, but each and every time, with ease, not only did he escape, but he made sure to let the poor soul know what he had just done to them. This skill set puts him as the 5th all-time leading defenseman scorer in Saugus High School history. During the 2005 run that led the team to its 3rd consecutive state title appearance, there may not have been a more dominant player night in and night out in high school hockey than Craig. While the game appeared to move at a fast pace, Craig found a way to slow each and every play down, making end-to-end rushes with ease while still maintaining its defensive integrity. After leaving Saugus High School, Craig spent the year as a postgraduate at Avon Old Farms playing hockey before moving on to Norwich University, where as a senior he won a Division III national championship. We would also like to thank him for his service to our country. After leaving Norwich, he enlisted in the military, serving a tour in Afghanistan with the National Guard. He now keeps a watchful eye, although sometimes sleeping, over all of us flying out at Logan Airport as a Massport firefighter.
You're welcome.
Craig resides in Saugus with his girlfriend Carrie Bellier and their 2 children, Kobe and Cameron. If we can please give a round of applause for class of 2005 inductee Craig Serino.
Thanks, Buck. Powerful stuff. Just let that resonate for a little bit. I said don't make me go last, so I was like, this is,
You're not.
it's irresponsible, really. Just, you did it to yourself.
No, there's one more.
Is there another one?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll leave you a little taste in your mouth. 2-time state champion, national champion. They did a little freelance work in Afghanistan. Came back, made it big in the olive industry, did some male modeling. Immediately transitioned to the adult film world and became a preschool teacher. Bumblebees. You can account for that. And then landed as a firefighter, and that's part of my speech. That's just a little profile of Craig for you guys. So now I'll pull it up on my iPhone 1, and again we'd save the best for 11th. That's what I always say. So first, I'd like to thank the committee for finally recognizing my talents and massive contribution to Saugus High hockey program in the town of Saugus as a whole. I'd also like to thank my mother, Diane. She's right over there. Little see-through neon pink there. How we doing? Scandalous. For forcing me to play my first 15 seasons of hockey against my will. And also Jim Flanagan and Matty Buck for not allowing me to quit every single season of high school hockey thereafter. So, and Jim Flanagan couldn't make it today, and he's dead to me. So, lastly, I'd like to thank Jim Quinlan. He's my second father. I love him to death. For his unorthodox coaching style, which was mostly violence and very confusing turns of phrase. Say what you want about the man's tone of voice and his tentative grasp of the English language. God damn it, he got results. Again, I think it's important to note that we couldn't have won all those championship titles without the dedication and hard work of the 20-man roster day in and day out. And each and every single one of the 47-man coaching staff that we held. 2.5 coaches for every one player. That's the recipe for success, boys. That's how we did it. People ask. It was a left-wing lock and 47 coaches. It was an honor and a privilege to wear the Sachem jersey every game. Jimmy Lewis and my father established a winning tradition that was more of a family than it was a sports program. I'm told the new AD is looking to continue that tradition, which I imagine will be a difficult hill to climb with no hockey team. So, good luck, Matty Buck. We believe in you. I'm awesome. He's got great hair. For real, though, I don't know where I would be in hockey and, more importantly, in life if it weren't for these people here supporting me and most of you out there. Thanks for keeping a watchful eye. This is more a testament to you guys than it ever could be for me. I'm talking specifically to you two right there. And I lost my whole speech. So I'd like to dedicate this induction to all of you and my family who couldn't be here tonight, including my father, my Kerry, my daughter Cameron, and my tiny son Cobra. Craig loves you. I'm out.
All right, Mr. Bedreau, do we have a nominee? Number 12.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to present the name of Obiefuna to the Saugus High School Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, Olisa could not make it this evening. He lives in North Carolina, works as a business, as an entrepreneur, and he and his wife, Maya, are about to have the birth of their first child. I'd like to call up his cousin Kenny to come up, stand beside me, and he will be. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna talk about a special athlete, a generational track athlete, track being his only sport. He was born to be a track athlete. He ran fast, he jumped high, and he competed at the highest level. He was a big meat performer, a student of his sport. He watched videos, he studied his craft, he knew his competitors. He had a laser focus before competition. His signature was he would walk around pacing with his hooded sweatshirt. In our sport, everybody else here scored goals, great hockey players, great football players, all-around athletes. Our sport is to run and jump. That's what we do. Our sport is another coach's punishment. I can remember Coach Soper telling his basketball players during a halftime, if you don't step it up, tomorrow's practice, you're going to think you're going to be running for the Boston Marathon. That was how other coaches. Our purpose was just running. Elisa was a 7-time champion in the Northeast Conference. 200 meters 2 times, long jump 3 times, triple jump twice. 17 state championships. State qualifier in the 55, 200 meters, triple jump, long jump, high jump. 9 total championships, 4 states, 5 in Division III. 1-time All-American in the triple jump. 3 national track appearances. His senior year, he appeared in New York City at the Armory, where some of the greatest track runners of all time appeared. He was only 17 years old. He was brought there by Coach Tarantino. Coach Tarantino drove him there in his own car, mentored him for the week. He was only 17 years old in the big city. Now everybody is seated in that. I don't think he was, maybe he was seated in the middle. Coach worked with him all weekend, mentored him. He took the triple jump and he placed 5th in the nation. And as people know, in track, when you're running, seconds are the difference between first and third. 5th and 2nd or 3rd may have been inches. So to place 5th in the nation all over the United States, that's quite an accomplishment. In our opinion, he is the greatest track athlete in the history of Saugus. A generational athlete. Never ever probably to be seen again. It's an unbelievable accomplishment. I'd like to tell you about my friend, Coach Tarantino. He really mentored this guy. And more than just track. He took care of him like he was his big brother. And I coach with him now, and I see the great job he does. And he really took care of Elisa. So what I'd like now, also I'd like to tell you that in high school, Elisa was the All-Scholastic in the Boston Herald and in the Boston Globe. And to top things off, in 2012, he was the Boston Globe Track Athlete of the Year, all over Massachusetts. So right now, I'd like to bring up Kenny, and he'll give you more of a personal and close relationship about his wonderful, terrific cousin.
All right. Well, first, I'm his nephew, actually. So it's weird. I'm his nephew, but he's lived with me my whole life. When I was like 6, he came from Nigeria. He's my mother's brother. He's about 9 years my older. I'm 22. He just turned 31 yesterday, or 2 days ago now. So yeah, Elisa's always been a hard worker. He's always been like he's been very driven. A little bit like I used to get confused by him. He's like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and I'm like, okay, like I'm sure you're gonna do this. And then he actually does it, and then you're like, oh, okay, that's a little bit crazy. I wasn't expecting that. So I took a lot of inspiration from him. I also picked up track because of him. Did it collegiately because of him. A lot of what I do is kind of because of him. I don't really realize it, but you know, now that I'm in my last year of college, I'm starting to look back at him and be like, yeah, he played a big role in my life. So unfortunately, he couldn't make it, but he did bring a speech for me to say, and I am going to say it on his behalf. So, to all the Hall of Fame committee and the Saugus High School community, I am deeply honored to accept this nomination in the Saugus High Hall of Fame. As a proud graduate of the class of 2012, I look back at my immense gratitude at the years I spent at Saugus, where I had the privilege of representing our school as a 9-time state champion and All-American. My journey would not be possible without the incredible support I received along the way. First, I want to extend a heartfelt thanks to Coach Chris Tarantino, or as I call him, Coach T. He believed in me before anyone else did, from convincing my sister Augur to let me do track, to driving me to competitions, to even buying me equipment for me out of his own money. Coach T has always been there for me. He wasn't just a coach, he was a friend, a mentor, someone who pushed me to be my best. He promised my sister and me that if I stayed committed, I'd get a full ride scholarship, and he delivered on that promise. His unwavering belief and dedication was instrumental in any success I had at Saugus High and beyond. I'm incredibly thankful for my sister Augur and her husband Victor for their steadfast support. To my entire family, thank you for always believing in me. I want to acknowledge Coach Font, Coach LaBruna, and other coaches who contributed to my growth and success. Each of you played a vital role in my journey, and I'm thankful for your guidance. To the teachers, staff, and the entire Saugus community, your encouragement and support meant everything to me. I was proud to represent Saugus at every stage, from the local track meets to the state competitions and even on the national stage. It was an honor then, and I'm still proud today to be a Sachem. Finally, thanks to the organizers of this event for recognizing and celebrating our accomplishments. This honor is as much as yours as it is mine. Thank you all for being part of the journey. Sincerely, Elisa.
One thing I failed to bring to your attention was that Elisa attended Angelo State University from 2013 to 2015, where he was a conference champ, and there an All-American in the triple jump. Then he transferred to Wingate University in 2015 and was a 2-time All-America there. Just a phenomenal athlete. Thank you.
Not yet, Todd. Not yet, Craig. I just asked if I could just say one more thing about Melanie, because Mel, I skipped some of your speech. So more of Melanie's achievements. Melanie achieved beyond, extended beyond statistics. She received the Chief Drew Award for the Best All-Around Female Athlete, the Athletic Leadership Award, as well as the prestigious John Tower Scholarship. These accolades reflect not only her athletic prowess, but also her leadership and character.
All right, Madam Secretary, do we have any further nominations?
No further nominations at this time, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we have no further nominations. I now declare nominations are closed. I would like to thank the presenters for their fine applicants they have brought forward. They have obviously introduced some exceptional, well-qualified candidates. At this time, I will address myself to the Hall of Fame Board, and I will state that all of the candidates are exceptionally well-qualified, and it would certainly be an honor and a pleasure to accept this group into the Saugus High Sports Hall of Fame. I will now ask the members of the board to vote on the question. Do you accept these candidates for induction as official members of the Saugus High School Hall of Fame? I will now do roll call. Steve Boudreau?
Yes.
Matt Serino?
Yes.
Barbara Wall?
Yes, except Craig.
All right. John Hatch?
Yes.
All right. At this point, I'd like all the inductees to come up with their plaques and stand in front of the, so we can all give you a round of applause. Bring your plaques with you. It's all about a photo op, you know that. Yeah, do it front. I think that's easier.
Thank you so much. Yeah, appreciate it.
Want me to go ahead? Want me to go ahead and take my
We want you to go home, unit. That's what we want you to do.
Down this way. Pop my top on.
Now you tell me a short
All right, by the power invested in me, by the Board of Saugus High School Hall of Fame, I now declare class of 24 are formally inducted into the Saugus High School Hall of Fame. Their names are Marie Johnson, Don Maccini, Kayla Vitukevich, Rob Gannon, Melanie Wheeler, Todd Nichols, Ashley Panzini Nichols, Lauren Cataldo, Jeff Paolini, Rob Scuzzarella, Craig Serino, and Alicia Obiefuna. Congratulations. Welcome to the Saugus High School Hall of Fame. And again, I'd like to honor Gene Decaro for 95 years young and a Hall of Famer. If we want photos, over on this side we have our red, white balloon.